spherical structures called thyroid follicles. Now that is not a cell, it's a multicellular structure. All these little dots that you see along the edge are the nuclei of a follicle cell. So if I point to one, I'll say, what is it? Don't tell me follicle cell. Follicle is the appropriate answer. So we have a lot of follicles make up the thyroid. What you see here then are the cells that make up the wall of the follicle. These are the nuclei of the cell. So these are follicle cells. This whole thing is the follicle. These cells secrete thyroid hormones called T3 and T4. By the way, you may use the appropriate abbreviations that are on your handout, not something you make up. Right? You can call them by their fancy names, trimethylthyronine, roxine, or you just simply call them capital T subscript 3, capital T subscript 4, T3 and T4. These are thyroid hormones. They're produced by the cells of the follicle and then released into the interior of the follicle, where they're in complex with glycoprotein, that's called thyroglobulin. The thyroglobulin is this glycoprotein in here, along with the thyroid hormones. There is where they're stored and then released as needed into the blood.
So they're stored in
T3 and T4. Okay, you can call them there. Have a question?
So the T3 and T4 are stored in the thyroid.
T3 and T4 are the thyroid hormones produced by the follicle cells that make up the wall of the follicle. And then they're released in the interior of the follicle, stored in complex, what's called thyroglobulin, and then released as needed into the blood, as are most hormones. Okay, there's some other tissue in between the follicles, like we see right here, okay? And these cells are called parafollicular cells, not to be confused with the follicle cells that make up the walls of the follicles. Okay, so these are parafollicular cells. They also secrete a hormone. By the way, if you look on your handout here at the bottom of the first page, thyroid hormones, trimethylthyronine, and roxine, T3 and T4. All right, the ones secreted by the parafollicular cells here is called calcitonin, not to be confused with calcitriol, which is vitamin D3 produced by the kidneys. We talked about that before. That's necessary for proper absorption of calcium from your intestine. Okay? You can see what the calcitonin does. It elevates calcium levels, or I should say it lowers calcium levels in the blood. It pulls calcium ions out of the blood, and you get the formation of calcium cells, which are laid down as part of the inorganic bone matrix. Okay? What it does